Well, as we're wrapping up 2024, our thoughts are moving to planning our best 2025 year teaching year ever. So, welcome to another exciting episode of the Ultimate Music Teachers Live Show. I'm your host, Lori St. Germain, and joining me is my amazing co host, Miss Joanne Barker. Hi, Joanne.
Hey there, Glory, and hello to all the fantastic music educators watching today. We are thrilled to be here helping you plan for an incredible 2025, starting with the brand new Music Theory Club class.
Absolutely. And if you've ever thought about teaching music theory in a fun and engaging and profitable way, then this episode is for you because today we're sharing 3 tips to help you plan and start your theory club classes quickly and confidently.
And trust us, these tips will revolutionize how you teach music theory while helping you grow your music teaching business to new heights in 2025. So let's jump right in, Glory.
Absolutely. So to kick things off, tip number 1, for those of you taking notes, tip number 1 is to create a clear plan. Like any great piece of music, your theory club class needs structure and direction.
Exactly. You want to start by deciding who your theory club class is for. Is it for beginners? Is it for intermediate students? Is it going to be for advanced learners? Knowing your target group will really help you focus your lesson plans and choose the right materials and know who to market to.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think once you know your audience, you want to outline your class structure. So for example, how long will your classes be? Will you be meeting weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly? How many students will you include in each group, right?
Yeah, and don't forget to set clear goals for your students. What do you want them to achieve by the end of the session? If you're doing a 6-week session, you're not going to get through a whole book, but what do you want to get through? Whether it's mastering scales or acing a theory exam, that's a great idea for a theory club class, or composing their first piece. Theory club camp can take on a whole bunch of different forms, but you need to decide what is it you have in mind. Is they're going to invite them into that class with the hope of then enrolling them into regular ongoing theory club classes? You need to know what the goal is to keep everybody motivated, including yourself.
Yeah, it's so true. And here's a little pro tip for you. Use the Ultimate Music Theory workbooks and the matching UMT flashcards system to structure your classes. Now, the workbooks provide you with a step-by-step approach, making it easier for you to, plan lessons that are both effective and engaging.
And remember, the more detailed your plan, the easier it's going to be to execute. Start with an outline and then you'll feel confident. As you go on through teaching, your lesson plans might not be, and even your plans for making your theory club class might not need to be as detailed. But when you're getting started, really drill it down on a piece of paper, write it out, open a Google Doc, whatever, but really start outlining what are your goals, what is your plan, and then you can kind of discern from there what direction you're going and brainstorm with yourself. And to go on, another great idea is using really engaging resources, because you've got the plan, you know who you want to teach, but now you need resources. So one of the biggest challenges in teaching theory is keeping students interested. People hear theory and they're like, oh, theory. But you know what? That's where the creative resources come in, because then they go, oh, theory. And it's much more fun.
Absolutely, Joanne. So tip number 2, use engaging resources. And when you're teaching your theory club classes, students really learn best when they're having fun. So maybe mix things up a little, right? Incorporate some games into your lesson plans. Do some activities. The hands-on tools that you really need to be an effective educator is to have creativity in your lessons. So for examples, you can use the Ultimate Music Theory flashcard system for quick quizzes that are correlated to the workbook. So if you're teaching the Beginner A Music Theory workbook using the Beginner A Music Theory flashcard system, these work together to really give you that interactive activity that you can use during class. There's a lot of games for group challenges or rhythm exercises as well that are also included inside the Ultimate Music Teachers membership. And these really bring concepts to life, right, Joanne?
Totally. One of my favorite tools is the UMT Games Whiteboard, this wonderful thing right here. I've got one little, I created a monster student. She's got her whiteboard. And every week when the lesson starts is, can we start with the whiteboard game, please? And for a 6-year-old, a whiteboard game can be as simple as she writes out the music alphabet in the incorrect order, and I have to guess what it is. But what learning is going on right that? And she's like, can we do it? Can we do it again? So she's found her thing that's really inspiring her. And then it's like, okay, we'll do the whiteboard game after we've done our piano work first. And that's her reward. Imagine doing theory on the whiteboard has now become this little angel's reward for playing. So, hey, I'm all good with it. You know, they're really perfect for making learning fun and collaborative. I like it that they can set their theory book on it on their lap or set it on across the keyboard if they've got an electric keyboard and use it as a writing surface as well. And I know one mom says they use theirs at home for doing math practice on the back too, because you can write on the back as well. They give the students, those visual learners, a really good way to understand concepts like intervals and chords and how to write treble clef signs and bass clef signs. It's just a fantastic tool that really the students really benefit from.
Yeah, 100%. And I think one of the great things about the Ultimate Music Theory program that we've developed is providing you with variety, right?
Mhm.
Because don't forget about the digital resources, you know, for online or in-person or hybrid classes, whatever you might be teaching, you can use the UMT membership portal to access downloadable materials, including worksheets, posters, and lesson plans. You know, it's everything that you need at your fingertips. You're ready to go.
You know, I just had a thought when you're doing that. One really fun game to do with students is it like a music theory bingo or like a scavenger hunt using music theory terms. Get some Post-it notes. Love Post-it notes. And, you know, think about what is the review test that they're working on right now. What terms do they know? And then maybe have the term here and the meaning here, and they have to find the ones that match or something, right? There's so many simple, inexpensive, and wonderful ways that we can really support our students and keep the energy high and keep the fun going all during class.
Yeah, I love being in your class, Joanne. I think engaging resources aren't just for the students, but they also make your job easier as a teacher
Mhm.
and more enjoyable. And don't forget that these are not just for kids, these are for your adult students. And if you haven't even thought about it, why not teach a music theory club class for adults and for teenagers, right? In addition to kids. But the more tools that you have, the more confident you will feel in leading your theory club class.
Yeah, and you know,
So,
one of the great things about the digital tools and the learning the flashcard system is you don't have to lug a bunch of stuff with you. It's right there on your device. It's all right there for you to use. So it's not like you're carrying a whole bunch of stuff with you. You've got it with you all the time, which is really nice. You have to go digging through a box and digging through shelves and shelves. Where did I put the game? It's right there for you on the computer.
yeah. So take us to tip number 3, Joanne.
Well, you know, tip number 3, I think, would be that we need, once we've decided, got a plan, we've got the resources, now we need to promote and and get those classes filled up, right? After all, your amazing theory club class can't happen without students.
Yeah, that's so right, Joanne. So start by reaching out to your current students and parents. So let them know about the benefits of joining a theory club class, like building musicianship skills, boosting exam preparation, and having fun learning with peers.
Exactly. You could also create excitement with kind of like a little launch event. Host a free workshop or an open house where students can try a mini lesson or play a theory game. And if you've never taught a club class before, or group class of any way, it's a good way for you to get some practice too. It gives you and it gives the students a taste of what to expect and encourages them to sign up. And if there is one thing I know to be true, when one parent says, so how do I get signed up? The next parent goes, oh, I better sign up. I better sign up. The lemming effect, right? When you get a group of people together, and I've seen it happen over and over and over again as I built my business up. When one parent is interested, when they're in the room together, suddenly everybody's interested in signing up.
Absolutely. And don't forget, there's also, we can leverage social media, you know, share engaging posts with pictures, videos, testimonials, you know, from past students. Highlight how your theory club classes are unique and how are they fun.
Exactly. And you know, you can use the UMT cash flow calculator to help you determine your pricing strategy. It's a great tool that Glory's created for us to ensure your classes are both affordable for families and profitable for your business. Because after all, we are business owners and the idea is to make a living, right? It's all waiting for you right inside the Momentum course, inside the UMT Teachers Membership at teachumt.com.
Yeah. Thank you, Joanne. You know, I'm really passionate about helping music teachers be creative with their music teaching, but also realize that, as you said, you're a business. So I want to give you a quick example. If you have 6 students in a group theory club class, and if they're paying you $30 per session, right, which is a 1-hour session, that means you're making $180 per hour. Okay, that's cool, right? If your fee is $45 per session, that's $270 per hour. So if you're doing the math, it means you're making over $1,000 a month teaching 1 hour a week. It's a big step. It's a big step towards growing your music teaching business.
Exactly. And you know what your rates are in your area. And kind of like Gloria said, there's a calculator in there to kind of help you play around with the numbers.
Yep.
See what resonates with you, what resonates with your clients. But the biggest tip is don't undersell yourself, right? When you promote effectively and communicate the value of your classes, you're going to have no trouble filling those spots. And word of mouth kicks in. Love that. It is the single best advertising tool. But if we don't teach the great lesson, that's the key, right? We need to teach the best lessons we can teach. We need to promote ourselves. But once that wheel gets moving, it's a lot easier to keep the wheel nudged along once you've got that word of mouth machine kicked in for you.
Yeah, so true. And you know, Joanne, these tips really make it easy. It's so easy to get started with new theory club classes. So I want to do a quick recap. So number 1, create a clear plan. So you know exactly what you'll teach and how. Number 2, use engaging resources to keep your students excited and motivated. And as Joanne said, you need to teach the best possible lesson. It's not just about being a teacher, it's about being the best that you can be. And number 3, promote and fill your class so that you can start 2025 off with a bang of productivity and profitability for your business.
Exactly. And to all our viewers, remember, you don't have to figure this out all alone. And you've got time to do this to get started in January. We got you covered inside the Ultimate Music Teachers membership at teachumt.com. And you know, one other little tip, the end of the year's coming. If you take a look at your expenses for the year and you're like, oh, I could really use a couple more deductions. Now's a really good time to get in there and join us and make use of that deduction that's going to be there for you, because any professional development you do, consult your accountant, but it should be tax deductible off your income.
Yeah, absolutely, Joanne. So thank you. So inside the membership, you're going to find all the tools, resources, and support that you need to launch and run your theory club classes successfully, from workbooks and lesson plans to games and coaching. It's all there for you.
And you know, one that I think is one of the best parts is you'll be a part of a community of like-minded educators who are cheering you on every step of the way. Not saying, oh, I wish I was more like her. They're saying, oh, wow, look what she did, or look what he did. And then how did you do that? And asking questions. And there's so much information to be gleaned from each other in the community. And, you know, together we can learn, plan, teach, and grow our music teaching businesses for productivity and profitability and for a wonderful 2025.
Absolutely. So head over to teachumt.com today to get started. And let's make your 2025 the best teaching year ever, filled with exciting theory club classes and new opportunities for growth. So until next time, teach with passion. Bye now.